So I don't know if anyone saw the Dylan Mulvaney TikTok news. I want to flag this for you guys. This is the lesson I'm going to share here is a crucial importance of monitoring the media that our kids consume. That's my point of bringing this up today, because I do want to get to the gender role stuff, but this is really important. Miss Rachel is really a popular phenomenon right now. She has this kids show. She teaches kids how to interact and speak for the first time. A lot of parents park their children in front of Miss Rachel YouTube videos. She's very talented, okay? So she has a gift for communicating with children. That's clear. Unfortunately, from the beginning of learning about Miss Rachel, I did some research, and unfortunately, I found out that she promotes gender ideology. Even on her website, she has, he, him, she, her, as if you can change your pronouns, change your gender. So she's already bought into that. And in addition to that, she has, I think, some gender non-conforming people involved in her cast of characters. But she's never been really in your face about it. It's been a little bit more subtle. It's on the website. You don't necessarily pick it up in her content, right? Unfortunately, that looks like that's about to change. And there's a whole generation of kids now, and many of them parents who realize that gender ideology is very dangerous. You should not confuse young children and tell them that they can be a boy when they're a girl, or they can be a girl when they're a boy, or that gender is fluid. Like, no, that is lying to children and harmful to children, and can lead them to serious issues down the line if we affirm gender confusion. Instead, we should be encouraging kids to embrace their gender and not overemphasize, oh, if you're a boy, you have to play with trucks, and if you're a girl, you have to play with dolls. No, let the child explore and play. Just because they like more maybe feminine things or masculine things doesn't mean they're a boy when they're really a girl, or a girl when they're really a boy, okay? Unfortunately, our country's crazy right now. The culture's gone so crazy in the direction of gender ideology. There's a lot of confusion, and it's led to young people even thinking that they can change their sex, and parents going along with it to the degree where they're doing puberty blockers for young kids, and even genital malformation for young kids, cutting off breasts like Chloe Cole. We had her on the podcast, double mastectomy at age 15. Horrific stuff, right? Now she regrets it. Chloe's campaigning against this. So back to Miss Rachel. She has millions of viewers. They're like 2-year-olds. So it's all these very young, extremely impressionable children that are just learning about how to see the world, how to see themselves, how to talk for the first time. And I'm going to pull up this comment here, but Dylan Mulvaney is a very now infamous or famous, depending on the quarters you're talking about him in. He is effectively a singer, an actor who is thinking that he's a woman, and so he tries to present as a woman, and he did the whole Days of Girlhood, where he filmed himself talking about transitioning, he says, from a man to a woman. Well, here is Miss Rachel commenting on a TikTok video from Dylan Mulvaney. And Miss Rachel, who is the guru of little kids today, I mean, she literally is like the Pied Piper. She is the child whisperer that all these kids love Miss Rachel because she pays attention to them through a screen. Kids need attention from adults. They desperately need it. And some parents, whether, by fault of their own or other issues, they park their kids in front of Miss Rachel, right? I'm not saying, by the way, any TV is bad for kids, but Miss Rachel, these are her politics. This is her worldview. She says on this video of Dylan Mulvaney, hey, sometime when you're in NYC, you should be on our show, Songs for Littles. We love you and your singing. So Miss Rachel is publicly here inviting transgender icon, as they call him, or they say it's a her, but Dylan, to be on her show for the littlest of the children, the millions of children that she reaches out to. Now, I have to remind you what Dylan Mulvaney's content looks like. We're going to pull up a clip here. If you don't already know, if you haven't already heard of Dylan Mulvaney, and let's pray for Dylan's conversion and for his healing. But here's an example of Dylan Mulvaney content, just so you guys know who Miss Rachel is intending to put in front of millions of 2-year-olds. We're going to play this video here. This is just sampling of the Dylan Mulvaney content that he puts out.
These are the days, these are the days, these are the days of girlhood. These are the days,
Okay.
these
So here's Dylan Mulvaney. For those listening on podcast app, he's wearing skimpy clothes, dancing around with pigtails, saying this is the days of girlhood, doing this kind of sexy dance. And then later on in the song, there's lyrics about how the days of girlhood include hooking up, getting drunk, and over shopping. This is what girlhood is. Girlhood, not womanhood, by the way. Dylan is saying this is what girlhood is: to dress in scantily clad clothing, dance provocatively, drink too much, kiss your friends and have hookup sex, and overshop. That's the days of girlhood. Let's just watch one more clip of Dylan in case you need any more persuading that this is not a good influence. Here's one other video. This is from Dylan's very popular TikTok. And this is an example of him basically persuading people that being trans, transitioning, taking hormone shots is normal, healthy, good, even glamorous. So here he is about to inject himself with hormones, and he's showing everyone how it's done. I mean, this is exactly the worst thing you could show to an impressionable young child. So we can pause here. We could keep watching Dylan videos. I'm not going to do that to you guys. But the point here is this. If you have your kids watching Miss Rachel, unfortunately, they should not be watching Miss Rachel. She is not safe for kids. I hate to say that because she's so talented and some of her content is so engaging. But again, Miss Rachel is not safe for your kids because maybe she hasn't done it yet, but it looks like she's planning to do it now. Invite people who are trans ideology activists, truly an activist. Dylan Mulvaney is an activist who's promoting not just danger genderist ideology to kids, but who's bashing girlhood, quite frankly, and promoting promiscuity and addiction as somehow the days of girlhood to very young children. And that's who Miss Rachel wants to put in front of your children. So don't let her do it. Don't engage with media that is toxic to your kids. I mean, that is the bottom line here.